Why are you doing everything right, but still not losing fat? Or maybe asking yourself, am I even eating too much or too little? Look, if you're confused about fat loss, you're not alone. The fitness industry throws a million different diets on you. Keto diet, low carb, water only, carnivore, whatever. But none of them matters if you don't understand this one thing. What is a calorie deficit? And how much energy does your body actually need to create a calorie deficit? Hey everyone, it's John from Right Time Fitness. As I promised in my first video, today I'm going to be explaining exactly what a calorie deficit is, so you understand how it applies to you and how to build your own baseline. Because the baseline matters. It determines every decision you make next in your fitness journey. And today, I want to break it down in the simplest and most practical way possible. The first step is awareness and understanding where you are now. And I'll show you exactly how to take the first step. By the end of this 3-part video series, you'll be able to understand the foundation of fat loss, energy in versus energy out, how to calculate your own TDEE, total daily energy expenditure, and create your own calorie deficit. This baseline will be your breakthrough. And the third one, how to properly eat, not just consuming calories, but how to actually fuel your body. So let's get right into it. Here is where most people go wrong. They jump straight into dieting without understanding how their body actually uses the energy. They either eat way too little and burn out after a week or two. I think it sounds similar, I was the same. Or they think they're in a calorie deficit, but they're actually not, because they don't calculate it. So they don't know actually where they stand. And then they get frustrated because the scale doesn't move. Fat loss is not about guessing. It's about controlling one principle: energy in versus energy out. That's the foundation. A calorie deficit simply means you're burning more energy than you're consuming. That's the rule. But where most people get lost is understanding where the energy burn comes from. Because your body doesn't just randomly burn calories. It has a structure. And if you understand that structure, fat loss becomes predictable and much less frustrating. I actually created this roadmap for myself, but I quickly realized it could help a lot more people. So I simplified it even further so everyone can understand it. If you're trying to lose fat but feel overwhelmed by conflicting advice, this one is for you. It's about understanding the fundamentals, how your body works and what actually drives progress. So I broke the main points down into a simple and clear chart covering the key concepts you need to build a solid foundation for your own fat loss journey. Let's dive right into it. Your total daily energy expenditure, also known as TDEE, is made up of 4 main components. Let's break them down. On the left side, you can see your energy intake. This represents the calories we consume every day through food and drinks. And on the right side, we have energy expenditure, which means the calories our body burns throughout the day. Now, this is not a fixed number. The amount of energy your body uses depends on many factors. Your lifestyle, whether you have a sedentary job or a physical active one, how much you move during the day, how often you train, and even personal factors like metabolism, age, body composition, and overall health. Understanding the relationship between these two sides, what comes in versus what goes out, is a foundation of fat loss, muscle gain, and long-term body weight management. So in this presentation, we'll explore exactly how these components work together and how you can use this knowledge to better control your fitness results. Number 1, the BMR, which is the basal metabolic rate. This is the amount of calories your body burns simply to keep you alive. We are talking about breathing, circulating blood, brain function, organ activity, all the basic stuff happening right now while you're sitting basically and watching this. For most people, this makes up around 60 to 70% of your calories you burn in a day, which is a lot. And here's the key point: you don't really control this directly. Your BMR is influenced by things like your body weight, your muscle mass, age, and genetics. So if two people eat the same and train the same, they can still burn different amounts of calories just because their bodies are different. Number 2 is the NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis. This one is massively underrated because NEAT is basically all the calories you burn from movement that is not exercise. Walking, standing, washing the dishes, doing your homework, even how much you move your hands while talking, all that counts. And this one can vary a lot between people. Some people naturally move a lot during the day, others barely move at all. That difference alone can be hundreds or in case even over 1,000 calories per day, which means two people can do the exact same workout, but the one who moves more throughout the day will burn more calories overall. So if fat loss is your goal, NEAT is something you should absolutely pay attention to. Number 3 is a TEF, which is the thermic effect of foods. This one is simple but important. Your body actually burns calories just to digest and process food. And different foods require different amounts of energy to digest. Protein, for example, has the highest thermic effect. Carbs are moderate. Fats are the lowest. So when you eat more protein, your body actually burns slightly more calories just processing it. Is this a magic trick? No, but it's another small piece of the puzzle that adds up over time. Number 4, training. This is what most people focus on. Yes, training is important, but not because it burns massive amounts of calories. The truth is, workouts often burn less than people assume. A 1-hour gym session is only a small part of your daily energy expenditure. Its biggest value is preserving muscle, improving performance, and shaping your body composition, which contributes indirectly to your energy expenditure too, because the more muscle mass you have, the more energy you burn, because muscle tissue is metabolically expensive. But you can't rely on exercise alone for fat loss. Training supports the process, yes. However, it doesn't replace the fundamentals. Even if you understand those 4 components, there are still other factors that influence fat loss. And these are often overlooked, like genetics. Some people naturally burn more, others store fat more easily, but that doesn't mean you're stuck. But it does mean your journey may look different than someone else's. And comparing yourself constantly won't help. You know what they say? Comparison is the thief of joy, which is true. And the next one is sleep. Sleep is huge. I know it from myself as well. Sleep is directly linked to your hunger hormones, which are leptin and ghrelin. When your sleep quality is poor or you don't sleep enough, ghrelin, the hormone that increases hunger, goes up, while leptin, the hormone that signals fullness, goes down. The imbalance makes you feel hungry, less satisfied, which often leads to stronger cravings, especially for high-calorie, high-palatable foods, because your body wants to kind of compensate. It's not just about willpower. Your body is literally pushing you to seek out quick energy, often in the form of foods that also give a dopamine boost. So if you're training hard but not sleeping, or sleeping 4 to 5 hours a night, you are making things harder than they need to be. Hormones influence metabolism, hunger, fat storage, and recovery as well. Chronic dieting, stress, and poor nutrition can disrupt these systems. That's why balance matters. And extreme approaches often backfire. Stress is another one. I know it's easy to say manage your stress, but chronic stress increases cortisol, and high cortisol levels over time can impact fat loss, especially around stubborn areas. Plus, stress often leads to emotional eating, which makes staying in a calorie deficit even harder. So yes, stress management is part of the process. And when you put all of this together, you start to see the full picture. A calorie deficit is not just about eating less. It's about understanding how your body burns energy. Once you've estimated your TDEE, your total daily energy expenditure, which I will show you specifically how to calculate it in the next video, the next step is adjusting your calorie intake based on your goals. If your goal is maintenance, your energy intake should be roughly equal to your TDEE. If your goal is fat loss, you'll need to consume fewer calories than your body burns. This creates a calorie deficit. And if your goal is muscle gain, you'll need to eat above your TDEE, slightly above your TDEE, also not extreme. This will create a calorie surplus. So the process is simple. Step 1. Calculate your TDEE. I will show you this one exactly, specifically with numbers in the next video. Calculate your TDEE to understand how many calories your body burns each day. Step 2. Identify your maintenance level, the intake where your body weight stays stable. Step 3. Decide how aggressive you want your cut or bulk to be, depending on your goals, timeline and lifestyle, and keep it realistic. Aggressive cuts often lead to burnout. Sustainable progress always wins long term. Let's give a practical example. If your calculated TDEE is 2,500 calories and you constantly consume 2,200 calories per day, you create a small to moderate calorie deficit. Over time, that deficit will lead to fat loss, especially when maintained over the mid to long term, like 6 to 12 months roughly. The larger the calorie deficit is, the more aggressive the fat loss process becomes. But there's the trick. Aggressive deficits are usually harder to sustain, can increase fatigue, stubborn cravings, and may negatively affect performance and recovery. That's why the best deficit is the one you can maintain constantly, not the most extreme and fast one. On the other hand, if you consume 2,800 calories per day while your TDEE remains 2,500, you're in a calorie surplus. In that case, if you train regularly and follow a structured program, your body has the extra energy needed to support muscle growth. The principle is, as you see, very simple. A deficit supports fat loss, a surplus supports muscle gain. Of course, you can build muscle in a calorie deficit as well. This is another one. This I will explain when we dive deeper into the details. So in today's video, we've learned the foundation of fat loss, energy in versus energy out. You now understand that calorie deficit and surplus ultimately comes down to the relationship between the calories you consume and the calories that your body expends. We also covered the key components of your body's energy expenditure, from basal metabolic rate and daily movement to exercise and the thermic effect of foods. Some of these factors are within your control, such as your activity level, food choices, and your training habits. Others are influenced by genetics, biology, and your natural metabolism. The important takeaway is this. While you may not control every variable, you can absolutely control the ones that have the biggest impact on your results. And that's where sustainable fat loss starts. So what should you actually focus on if you want to lose fat? Keep it simple. Eat in a moderate calorie deficit, not extreme. Prioritize protein and whole foods. Stay active throughout the day, not just in the gym. Train consistently, resistance training and building muscle. Sleep properly and manage stress as much as you can. Do that consistently and the results will come. In the next video, I'll walk you through how to calculate your TDEE using your own personal real numbers. I will use mine as well. You'll be able to customize the calculation based on your own data, based on your own body weight, activity level, lifestyle, and individual factors. So the result or your baseline, where to start, is specific to you and not just a generic estimate. Once you have that data, you will know your true maintenance calorie level, which gives you the foundation to make smarter decisions. From there, you can choose how much you want to reduce your calories for fat loss or how much you want to increase them for muscle gain, all based on your own goals and physiology. So this is Right Time Fitness. It doesn't matter if you're 18 or 60 plus. It doesn't matter how many times you failed. It doesn't matter how far you've let things go. The right time to start is when you decide. And maybe it's now. Do it alongside me, step by step. And if you found value in this video, please drop a like and let me know in the comments what you want me to break down in detail. And if you're getting serious about getting in shape, make sure you subscribe because I'm going to keep things here real. See you in the next one.